there's been a narrative battle happening in the United States on the issue, largely of Israel, and Israel's been losing and losing. It's been getting beaten, mercilessly in this narrative machine, and that's it. I predicted 10 years, especially with Gen Z's view of Israel. There's not going to be any more foreign spending for this country.
I think there's such a contradiction between the far left that hates Israel and the far right that also dislikes Israel, because they hate Israel for so many different reasons. The far left in our country largely hates Israel, as I understand, because they view Israel and Israelis and Jews as white people, and they view the Palestinians as brown, and they project their racial biases onto the Israeli conflict as such. And that's really all they see. There's also like this socialist tinge of the far left socialists believing that Jews are landlords and inherently privileged, and then being against Jews writ large for that purpose. And then on the far right, they hate Jews or hate the state of Israel for totally different reasons. They're not projecting any racial,
what about Seth Meyers?
I don't know why Seth Meyers is. I don't even know what he actually said on the issue.
The narrative is that Israel is starving Gazans. Well, and so they need humanitarian aid because Israel's cut off their access to food.
Look, I think that Islamists are really good at manipulating impressionable Westerners. I think Hamas knows exactly what they're doing.
And Israel's really bad at countering it?
No, I think that Hamas is willing to use dead children for their political gain. They actually want more dead children to occur. They want to hide behind these people, so when they inevitably do get attacked, that they could parade these dead bodies around. I think it's actually disgusting, and it might set the stage for future enemies of our country trying to use these tactics. It's disgusting.
Sure. But my point is that Israel seemingly is incapable of defending itself from these psyops.
Oh. I mean, if Israel is losing this war right now, then I don't know what, winning.
Again, we're talking about media optics in the United States, and we're talking about the president of the United States agreeing we need food banks set up in Gaza because of what Israel's doing. He says he's fed up with Netanyahu. Seth Meyers agrees with him. The point is, they've lost you're calling it a fake campaign and propping up dead bodies. So if it's a psyop, they've been defeated.
I think that Islamists are effectively manipulating impressionable Westerners. Yeah, and it's a big issue.
You think it's just Islamists?
I think those are the people in the Middle East who are manipulating those sentiments. Yeah, very cynically. And I think Western liberals are very easily manipulated, frankly.
Yeah, I do think you have a point about Hamas. Like, Hamas is not where you should be getting your information about the war in
well, these are just poor brown people that white people are abusing, and then these self-loathing white liberals.
Hold on. That's broadly a leftist perspective. That's not so much about the Islamists or Hamas. Hamas globs onto that narrative because it's effective in the West. But if they were talking to people that aren't in the West, they just call the Jews demons. Like if you're talking to people in Kazakhstan or whatever, because there's a lot of places where Israel and Jewish people are looked at as the bad guy. I mean, you look at the joke in Borat, throw the Jew down the well that you see in the song. Like, that's something that's all over the world, and the way that they use the narrative in the U.S. is one thing, but to them, it's not about any kind of political or that kind of dynamic at all. So
I want to jump to this. We have breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. When the show first launched, we mentioned there's an 8.0 earthquake near Russia, and that there was a tsunami, not a warning at the time, but what do they have it listed as? I forgot what the issue was. It wasn't a warning, but now we've got a tsunami watch for Alaska, and they've upgraded the earthquake to an 8.7.
It's big.
So my understanding is an 8.7 is exponentially larger than 8.0. Fox Weather says parts of Alaska are under tsunami warnings, while the entire U.S. West Coast and the state of Hawaii are under tsunami watches after a monster 8.7 earthquake struck off the east coast of Russia. We've got this tweet here from Space Weather News. You know him, you love him, Ben Davidson. Says after a magnitude 8 earthquake near Kamchatka a few minutes ago, the entire North Pacific is vibrating. This is crazy. And then, of course, this breaking news came in just about 20 minutes ago. USGS has upgraded it to an 8.7. Grok says the magnitude scale is logarithmic. An 8.7 earthquake releases 11 times more energy than an 8. with ground motion roughly 5 times stronger, making it significantly more destructive, especially for tsunamis and damage in populated areas. So this is absolutely insane, and I hope everybody's paying attention because, again, it was like an alert earlier for Hawaii, and now it's a watch, and for Alaska, it's a warning. So that sounds like they're saying we're seeing it coming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when it comes to Hawaii, I think it's something like 6 hours to get from where the epicenter of the earthquake was until Hawaii. So we won't know if there's, significant repercussions in Hawaii, but it will be obviously significantly shorter in Alaska.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.